Today in Bible videos, we're gonna learn about the story of David and Goliath. Are you ready to listen to the story? Let's get started. The Philistines gathered for battle against the Israelites. The Philistines lined up on one hill and the Israelites on the other hill, with a valley between them. King Saul and the Israelites were camped in Elah Valley. A man named Goliath from the city of Gath came out of the Philistine camp to challenge the people of Israel. Goliath was over 7 feet tall and wore bronze armor that weighed about 125 pounds. His legs were also protected by bronze armor, and he carried a bronze javelin. The iron head on his spear weighed about 15 pounds, and a soldier walked in front of him carrying his shield. And Goliath shouted at the Israelites, saying, "Choose one of your men to fight with me. If he wins and kills me, we will all be your slaves. But if I win and kill him, you will be your slaves, and I dare you to pick someone to fight me." Hearing that, Saul and his men were very terrified. David was back in Bethlehem looking after his father's sheep. He often had to protect the sheep from attacks by lions and bears. His 3 oldest brothers, Eliab, Abinadab, and Shammah, were in the army facing the Philistines. Goliath challenged the Israelites every morning and evening for 40 days. And one day, Jesse called David and said, "Take this roasted grain and these 10 loaves of bread to your brothers in the camp, and take these 10 cheeses to the commanding officer. Find out how your brothers are getting along." So David took the food to the officer in charge of the supplies, then ran to the battle line to see his brothers. And as he was talking with them, Goliath came forward and challenged the Israelites. When the Israelites saw Goliath, they ran away in terror. And David asked, "Who is this Philistine to defy the army of the living God?" And they told him, "The man who killed Goliath would get a big reward, marry the king's daughter, and his father's family would not need to pay taxes." So David was taken to King Saul, and he said, "Your Majesty, no one should be afraid of this Philistine. I will go and fight him." But Saul said, "No, how could you fight him? You're just a boy, and he has been a soldier all his life." But David replied, saying, "I have killed lions and bears who attacked my father's sheep, and I will do the same to this Philistine who has defied the army of the living God. The Lord will save me from Goliath." Hearing that, Saul replied, saying, "Go, and the Lord be with you." And he gave David his armor. But when David tried it on, he said, "I can't fight with all this. I am not used to it." Instead, he took his shepherd's stick and then picked up 5 smooth stones from the stream and put them in his bag. With a sling ready, he went out to meet Goliath. And Goliath started walking toward David with his shield bearer walking in front of him. And he shouted at David, saying, "What's that stick for? Do you think I'm a dog?" Goliath called down curses from his own God on David. But David answered Goliath, saying, "Come on, I will give your body to the birds and animals to eat. And you are coming against me with sword, spear, and javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty. And today the Lord will put you in my power, and I will defeat you and cut off your head." And as Goliath started walking toward David again, David ran quickly toward the Philistine. He reached into his bag and took out a stone, which he slung at Goliath. It hit him on the forehead, breaking his skull, and Goliath fell face downward on the ground. And David ran and took Goliath's sword out of his sheath and cut off his head. And when the Philistines saw that their hero was dead, they ran away. And the men of Israel shouted and ran after them, pursuing them all the way to Gath and Ekron in Philistine territory. So David kept Goliath's weapons and returned in triumph as a hero. The end. And I hope you had fun learning the story of David and Goliath. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more Bible videos. Bye.